Hey guys, happy Sunday. I hope you are having a glorious Sunday. Let me know what you have cooked up for today or what you have going on this past week or maybe what you have going on in this upcoming week. But before we dive into all of that, if you don't know who I am Tara with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot. You can learn a little bit more about me by checking out the information box down below, checking out my website, kittensweightsandtarot.com, maybe checking out the witchy shop, Desert Cauldron over on Etsy, or maybe looking for ways to help support the channel through Patreon or YouTube members. All of that information is down below. And I want to say thank you to everybody who is subscribed to the channel and who hits that notification bell so that you can join us for wonderful live chats such as this. And I know that the time has changed for certain states. Not every state observes the daylight savings. So our time didn't change here in Arizona. But I know that Pacific Standard Time, we were kind of like on the same wavelength, but now you guys are an hour behind us. So technically we are all in with all the other Mountain Standard Times now. So anyway, so yes, thank you to all of my subbies and also thank you to all of my YouTube members. That would be Kayla and Nancy and Jonathan Cleese and Jolene and Duality Tales, Sea Captain 8611 and Costalini. Also, thank you to all of my patrons, Dana and Lily and Jamie and Kayla and Sugna Baby and Brandy and Brian, Palu, Crystal, Easy Does It, Joel, Linda, Casey, Gritter, Oz, and Ashley. Mwah! Love you guys. All right. So today we will dive into our weekly reading. And then we are going to go into what you guys voted for. So if you don't know what I'm talking about because you're new to the channel, I put out a poll every Thursday. There's a public poll for what people want to see during the Sunday live chat. But I also put that same poll out to my Patreon and my YouTube members so that if you are on Patreon or YouTube or both, then you would get those kind of like extra votes in if you were really aching to see something. But it seems like almost everybody was on the same page about what they wanted to see during today's live chat. So like I said, we'll dive into the weekly reading and then we'll go into what you guys voted for, which was a channeling of Three Eye Atlas. So start to think about what questions you guys have for that. And also start thinking about who would like to be our guest interviewer. I like to pull people in from the chat to be our guest interviewers anytime I do channelings. I think it's a great way for us to be able to see different perspectives through people's questions, and also for us to kind of come together as a community with these channelings, knowing that everybody has a voice, everybody has unique perspectives and questions and all of that. So I'm excited for it. And then afterwards, we'll do some super chats and super stickers, and we'll do our channel guided meditation, and we'll call it an evening. All right. So very happy Monday says greetings and salutations. Little Phoenix says, yay, the coziest time of the week. Gina said, hello from Portland. Hello, hello. And Lila says, super curious about the channeling of Through Eye Atlas. I've tried to channel it earlier today too. Ooh, you'll have to let us know after the channeling. Let us know. So that way my ego isn't like thinking of stuff, so I like to keep it kind of quiet during the channelings. Hey, our buddy Time Harvest is here. Says, let's channel those 3 eyes, Atlas boys. Yes. And then he said, let's find out what these bros are up to in their big spaceship coming fast as a comet. They're in a hurry. Definitely. Can't wait to see kind of what comes through. I know that there were several people who suggested this channeling, which is why I put it in the poll. And there are a bunch of my friends too that were like, let's channel Three Eye Atlas. And I was like, well, let's wait to do it for like everybody, instead of, just doing it over the phone with one of my friends or something. I was like, let's do it for for everyone, so that way it's recorded, it's out there, so if anybody wants to watch it, or they have something to add to it, or they got something different in their own channeling, they could put that in the comments. And like Lila said, she had done that channeling earlier today, so we'll find out all about it after we do our channeling. But yeah, let's see. Lila says, some are comparing it to Blue Star Kachina. Curious indeed. Yes, especially since we have the Hopi around here. We have the Apache, we have Hopi, and we have the Navajo. And although the Blue Star Kachina is, I think, mostly connected to Hopi prophecy, I know that there is something similar within Apache and Navajo, or the Dene. So very interesting to see how kind of all of that aligns. All right, so let me show you what decks I am working with for our weekly reading before we dive into that channeling. I was kind of feeling, I was like, okay, we're in November now. Still really feeling the fall, autumny vibes, not really feeling winter vibes yet because it's not cold enough here yet, which is unusual. It's usually pretty cold right now. Although yes, at nighttime it is cold. It is below freezing at night. It's like 26 degrees or 28 degrees, but during the day, it's pretty warm. It's like 70. So I'm like, okay, I want to be like, I'm like ready. I'm ready for the cooler times. Okay. So I try to get some decks that would reflect that. And if you are going to be joining us for this weekly reading, with your own downloads, with your own messages, let us know if you're using decks or using runes, or you're just channeling the information, then, definitely let us know. But for me, I'm going to be using my cards. I have the Green Witches Oracle. I have the Autumn Season Tarot, of course. I have the Nature Speak Oracle, the Forest Fae affirmation cards, and then in here I have, let me show you, some runes made out of labradorite. So these are the Elder Futhark Nordic runes. So I thought those would be fun. Don't know if I'm going to be able to use them all, but I wanted to bring out my fall goodies. Okay, so let's see. What do we want to do? Let's pull a card for the theme card for the week. And then we'll pull a few cards. Ooh, I want to pull an affirmation card too. Okay. I got it. I know what we're doing. Okay, let's do this. Time Harvest says, what do you use the runes for? Same way that I use the cards, except instead of it having, picture and keywords and sometimes words written here, on the runes, they all kind of have their own meanings, except it's just not spelled out technically on here. So I think this is Wunjo, but the symbol has a meaning behind it. And so I kind of read them like oracles, but they're runes. So they just have like a little image on there. people create all different types of runes. I know that different cultures have different runes. Sometimes it'll just have like a little picture, or it'll have a letter, or, you know, some sort of symbol. And then there's a meaning that's behind it, whatever meaning that they have attributed to it. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull that theme card. Time Harvest says on MMORPG games, we use them to make spells. Ooh, like throw fireballs and stuff. Oh, I like that. I wish I could throw fireballs. That would definitely pique the interest of the pyro in me. Lola says a handful of runes for the week's energy too. Yes, let's do it. Okay, so I'm going to keep this card face down so I don't look at it yet. Let's pull all this stuff first, and then we'll look into this upcoming week. I definitely want to pull a few cards from the autumn season tarot, because autumn season. Time Harvest says Mayan Vibes necklace light. Well, thank you. This here, I actually got this. There was like a festival that we're having in San Diego. I think it was one of our powwows that we have, like the different reservations would put on their powwows. And I don't remember if this was Pala or Barona, but it was the Kumye, and they had a bunch of handmade things. And so I had got this cool like handmade turtle from one of the Kumye mamas. Okay, so let's pull a few cards here. All right, and then we'll have to pull some runes, and ooh, maybe an affirmation card as well. I mean, we just kind of have to. We have to. Boom. And, okay, pull some runes, baby. Rune it up, baby. Okay. I'm going to have all of them in my hand, and then I'm going to pull from here. Let's see. Okay, we have one that fell out, and I'm going to pull another one. Okay, wait, one more. Yes. Okay. Let me put these back in their little bag. My little marble bag. Back in your home. You want to go back in your home. Okay. All right. Let's see what we have here. Now that we got all the stuffs. Time Harvest says baby blue for a baby mama. Fits with the earrings. Yeah, you know, actually I got these yesterday. There's a place called Cal Ranch in town, and they were having like a massive sale. So I was able to get lots of Christmas gifts and a couple of things for myself, which was one of these earrings. Lola says Knight of Swords and Judgment. Ooh, for this upcoming week. Okay, well, let's see what we pulled. Fog, obscurity, feeling lost. Ooh, kind of like the Clouds card in Lenormand. All right. Well, okay, so we got that one. What else do we have here? We have the Queen of Coins. Such a cute picture. Love otters. We have the Eight of Cups. Oh, wait. So Queen of Coins, Eight of Cups. Interesting. And then we have the Sun. Oh, all right. Well, I can dig that. Okay, our little affirmation card for the week, which looks just like this, super cutesy wootsy, says the gnome of mushrooms and buttons. I like this little gnome already. Seek silliness and joy. They are a wise teacher. All right, silliness and joy. They are wise teachers. All right, so, and then our runes. I'm always very bad at the pronunciations. I just kind of, I know the symbol and I know the meanings, but I kind of put the pronunciations. I know that that's righto. I believe that's Wunjo, Isa, and then we have our legacy rune. Ikaz, I think that is. Okay, all right. So let's start putting these together. So, first of all, I feel like this fog card is connected to this Eight of Cups card that I pulled. But remember that we also have the Queen of Pentacles, or coins, and we have the Sun card. So, let's put all of these together. Okay, so it feels like there's going to be some sort of buzz going on this upcoming week. I mean, it always seems like there's something every week. I mean, whole of Earth has, is like the Truman Show right now. So there's always something going on. There's always, I think along with Three Eye Atlas, they said there's another deep space object, going right along with it. It's going to be between us and Mars, something like that. So we got lots of stuff going on there. Of course, there's stuff always going on in politics. There's stuff going on in other countries and talkings of war. And there's always a lot. There's never a dull moment in this incarnation. So it seems like this upcoming week, there's going to be another one of those buzzes, like, oh, something, going on again. And it's not just a one something. It always seems like there's a layer of things. There's this going on that's going on in outer space. And then we got this going on in some particular country. And then we have this going on, as in terms of some famous person, there's all these things going on, plus all the things going on in our personal lives. So it's asking us, the advice for this week is to try to not do too much this week. Meaning, if you feel like you have a lot of things on your to-do list, or there's a lot of projects and things, just focus on one thing at a time. Try to do them as presently and deliberately as possible, so that we're not carried away in this buzz. Even if we're not watching the news, even if we're not invested in that, we're still part of the collective consciousness, which means we would still kind of feel that energy. And the energy could be very clouding, the fog card. It could be very difficult to see, what we want to do next, or when we're making our choices, if the collective buzz is within our energetic field. So in order to ground that energy, so that we do see more clearly on what we want to do in our personal lives and make our personal decisions, then do try to, again, stick to one thing at a time instead of like, oh, I'm going to do a little bit here, a little bit here, kind of like that summer energy, right? Of like, I got 10 things going on at once, and I'm enjoying every minute. But, as much as you might feel like, okay, I feel like I got the energy for all of that. Well, it's because the collective is a buzz right now. So of course you're going to feel all this extra energy. But so that we don't, get carried away in it and make choices based not solely on our perception, but it would be a mixture of perceptions. And we want to see more clearly, then we do have to try to be as grounded as possible. It means be as present as possible. Whatever your grounding techniques are. Maybe for some people, that's baking. For some people, it's going for a walk. For some people, it's getting their hands in the soil or playing with their children or their animals. So whatever helps to keep you grounded, that is a huge focus for this upcoming week. But then remember, we also have this card from our gnomes, saying that silliness and joy are wise teachers. So seek that. So this is not a time for us to be in that fear state, as much as the collective might be talking about this is happening, this is happening. If we are focused on the present moment and, whatever one activity we're doing at a time, try to find the ultimate joy in that activity. Does it light you up? Because let's say that the current vibration of everybody is in a, I don't know, kind of an anxious state. So, they're kind of down here, anxiety. I don't want to say down here like that's bad. I'm just saying that there's an anxious state here. Instead of bringing ourselves down to this anxious state, we say, well, you know what? I could utilize that energy, transmute it, just like everything around us energy, just like Mama Gaia transmutes energy, just like Source God transmutes energy, the ultimate energy. We can transmute it in our own lives. So if the collective has all this extra energy, I can transmute it into doing something really fun in the kitchen, fun outdoors, fun on the roof, fun with the kids, fun, with the dog. But yeah, finding finding that joy. So I definitely get that with the Sun card as well. Seek your joy. Be deliberate. Okay. And so with the runes that we had gotten, with our little victory flag here and our movement, our legacy, I do feel that this is kind of where the collective, and I kind of get the legacy rune as, connected to this movement rune over here, that the collective's rolling right along, which is why so much is happening. But we have to do our best to kind of be in this Isis state, not to fully put the brakes on and halt everything, but just to be present. I see that more as being present instead of doing 10 million things at once, and we will come out quite victorious. All right, so let's see here. Time Harvest says the Atlas is clouding us. That could also be some of it too, because remember, everything's part of the collective, everything. So, if that is got some weird energy to it too, of course, it's part of the collective. We're going to feel that as well. Lilith got the 7 and the 9 of Cups. Ooh, that's interesting. So you got that with the Judgment card, and what else? Let me go back here. Oh, the Knight of Swords. Muy interesante. Oh, hey, our girl Silver Star is here. What up, girl? Just a good afternoon, beautiful day. Hope all is well with you all. It sure is. And then 850X, hello, says 3i Atlas is an alien spacecraft. Well, we're definitely going to be tapping into it today and see like what exactly is going on here. Time Harvest said most likely 850X. Apparently Atlas is already passing through Mars. And Lilith said, interesting times. I guess our Andromedans channeling pled for help answered us. Or yeah, plea for help answered us. I guess so. We'll see. I'm still really feeling like the Andromedan vibes. Pretty hardcore, I must say. And Very Happy Monday says, it's a universe party and we're all here. Woo! I'm pretty stoked to be incarnated at this time. Lilith is like, giggles, send help. Yeah, here's a big giant flying hoagie. Says, whatever you do, keep breathing. Yes, definitely. And Costalini says, I think it has alien tech, but not a spaceship. So yeah, everybody's getting that there's something unique about it. So it could be alien technology. It could be, a probe. It could be a ship itself. It could be that the whole thing has its own consciousness and it's an actual entity. Some people are like, it's just a really weird rock from deep space that just doesn't behave in ways that we would understand. So there's all these different theories, but we'll see what perspective I tap into. Because remember, there's layers to everything. So you can have 100 people channel the same thing and you're going to get 100 different perspectives, points of view, perhaps fragments of that energy. And so that's why I feel like it's good for people to go inwards as well and seek those answers, because we're not all going to have the exact same answers. We might have some, similar themes, but we're all different energies. So we're going to, with different missions. So we're going to tap into different things. So I highly encourage you guys to go inwards as well and let us know what you get. Okay. Let's see. Costalina says their ships teleport. They don't move slow like. And Time Harvest says it could even be space furries for all we know. I don't know if I want to meet the space furries. Very Happy Mondays is like, holy flying hoagie Batman. And Time Harvest like the Lyrans. Yes, for sure. Okay, so on that note, well, we've done a weekly reading, so let's get ready for that 3i Atlas channeling. Start getting the questions that you have for 3i Atlas ready. And I am now inviting one person from the chat. Remember, you don't have to show your video, if you're, a little shy on the interwebs, I totally get it. But I'm inviting any one of you guys to come on here and be that guest interviewer. don't worry if you're like, well, I don't have a whole lot of questions, because I know that people in the chat have questions. And so Riley will make sure to post those questions on the screen so you can read them right off the screen. Of course, along the way, if you have questions of your own, I do encourage you to ask your own questions. Okay. Time Harvest says he'll do it. Yay! All right, let's do it, bro. Okay. Lilith's over there laughing, not the space furries. Okay, so Riley will get you the link so that you could come on here. And I'm going to take my microphone off because I know that is the best way to hear another person on here. I don't know why it is that way that I can't hear when I have my microphone on, but whatevs. Okay. Okay, so Lilith's already got her questions. State your business. All right, so yeah, for your questions, place your questions in all caps. It makes it easier for Riley to find them and put them on the screen so that Time Harvest can read your questions, but also so that he can ask his own questions as well. Time Harvest says, first, we need more peoples to join and send their questions. Yeah. So we'll definitely do that. All right, so Riley has posted the StreamYard link. So Time Harvest, you can go ahead and click on that. I'm going to take off my microphone. Ta-da, disengage. All right, let me turn up my volume here. Okay, so yes, definitely remember all caps. Put those questions in all caps. Makes it easier for us to find and place on the screen. Lilith, okay, so Lilith's already got one of many questions that I know that we all have. I'm just curious, like, what are you? Why are you here? State your business. Like, did we call you in? If so, how? Yeah, so put those questions out there. I'm just getting our my stuff back in my boxes here while you guys get all ready. I remember that we need all different types of questions, because even if you're like, well, I don't know about my question, I would say definitely go ahead and put it there, because remember, we want to know different things. We're different people, so we were all curious about different angles about what's going on. So that goes in there. Sweet. Silver Star says, back, had to go walk for a bit, packing, getting all the stuff done. Ooh. Well, while Time Harvest is getting ready to pop on here, and while you guys are getting your questions ready by typing them in all caps for 3i Atlas, I would like to show you a little something, a wonderful gift that was sent to me all the way from Wales from my friend Liesl over at Liesl Cigar Box. She has a YouTube channel. She literally makes these little guitars, these little giddies, as she explains about them, but they are something that she makes herself. So she buys these cigar boxes from the States. She gets them in bulk. And then she finds all these different parts to turn it into a diddly bow. So this one she called Alhambra, and it actually is cigars from Manila, Philippines. And since, well, I'm part Filipino, I thought it was really cool that she made this for me. So I'm not adept at it yet, so I can't really like play you something because I don't think I'm that great yet at playing it. But she also gave me a slide to use, which is cool. You kind of get that, sound, which is pretty neato. Yeah, but I've been having fun playing around with this. So Liesl, if you're watching, thank you so much. It is a wonderful, wonderful gift. And I have it tuned to Open G, and I have, well, obviously, I got some of the three of the chords that are closest together are what I tuned it to. But yeah, it's pretty awesome. So thank you, Liesl. I've been playing that at night. All right, so looks like our buddy Time Harvest is in the house. And we have lots of questions. Excellent. Very Happy Mondays was saying very gorgeous work about the diddly bow, which is pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about it. I'm so honored whenever anybody sends me anything, especially things that they make themselves. There's so much time and beautiful energy that's been put into it. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Riley says, there we go. All right. And so Lila said, so fun. Tara will play us songs soon. Yes, soon. Not right now though, because it sounds like cats howling. All right. So let's get Time Harvest in.
Testing,
right.
testing.
Yes, I hear you loud and clear.
Hello there, Tara. Hello, everybody from the YouTube channel, the best YouTube channel on the whole YouTube.
It's all hello, YouTube lands.
We all vibing there, gang? Let's do it.
All right. So just a little refresh for our channeling, because I will take this segment out and make it its own video so that people can view this who haven't seen the live chat, or maybe they don't want to sit through and watch the whole, replay. I will take this segment out and put it up as its standalone video. I will drop in, and while I'm dropping in Time Harvest, if again you don't mind introducing yourself and maybe anything you know about the topic, just kind of introducing the topic to people. And if you run out of things to say, it's okay. With the magic of editing, I can cut out the dead air. It's okay.
Yeah.
And then when I'm ready, I'll say, okay. And that's how you know most of me is asleep. And then you can go ahead and just start asking questions. Before you start asking maybe other people's questions, you might want to ask it what it is. Like, who are you? Where, what dimension are you in? It's just so we know what or who is giving us the answers to these questions. Like, is it a being that's connected to Three Eye Atlas? Is it Three Eye Atlas itself? So just clarifies it so we know when we're asking these questions. And then if you don't mind, the actual channeling itself, if you could try to keep it to 15 minutes. So if we run out of time and we don't get to all the questions, that's okay. We can always do a part 2 or 3, like we did with the Andromedans. So I know Riley's really good at saving all the questions that we didn't get to, so we can ask them again later. So don't worry if we didn't get to your question. We'll get to it at some point. And I would say for the energy or the entity, whatever it is, once we're finished asking questions, you might want to have it have the last say. So just say, is there anything else you need to tell us? And that signals to the energy that their time is up, so they can finish answering and they can go, and then I can come back. And then we'll have a little debrief, and yeah. And then at the end, I will say bye, but I'm not saying goodbye to the live chat. I'm just saying goodbye so I know where to cut it off for editing.
Yeah. So this sounds good.
Okay. So
Everything
are you
sounds
all
good.
ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Totally right.
All right.
Yes.
Give me just a second. Let me have some more water.
No problem. Let me drink some.
I feel like the energy is really big, or not big or heavy. I don't know. It's intense. I'm already sweating. Like,
it's gonna be a good one.
I feel that I'm like, whew, if I'm already sweating, I'm not even channeling yet. Okay. We're gonna be in for a wild ride. All right. So I'll see you guys on the other side. Okay.
Hi there. Timeless Harvest from Tara's YouTube channel. Are you coming from Three Eye Atlas?
Not on the vessel itself. I am an operator.
Oh, you're an operator of the spaceship that is coming to Earth, right?
Our location is not in your solar system. However, our technology is.
Could you state your business?
We are attempting to see if the beings in this system, all beings, not just humans, are ready for a gathering. Therefore, we're gathering information, not just the information of your gravitational pulls, the information regarding the different planets, energies within this system, but also the reaction to witnessing something that you do not understand. How do you react? We are gathering this information.
Excellent. Are you equivalent of what the Hopi prophesied about the blue star Kashina?
We are not yet a fulfillment of that prophecy, but we do understand this ancient story as this technology that we have within your system gathers everything, not just what you have stored in your books, but stored in memory. Those memories are stored within the planet itself, all of them, every planet, the entire system. So we learn of this. So no, the prophecy is not being fulfilled in the way the ancient peoples may have recognized it, but it is the beginning. And so we are gathering this intel as well. Your reaction.
Excellent. A good beginning for all of us. Another question is, are you remote controlling Atlas?
You could consider it a remote control, yes.
What kind of things are being probed in our Milky Way?
We are looking to see if there have been a meeting of sorts between the Terrans, your people, and the people of the other planets, you could say, in your system. And although there have been communications between certain planets, Mars, Saturn, Jupiter, we are also looking to see what the depth of that communication has been, and if this communication has been hidden.
Great. Where do you originate from?
Arcturus,
Do you work directly with any human light workers?
there are many people on the planet Earth that we work with, and there are many who you might say your soul is us, are us. So we have had communications, just like many other beings have had communications with you since humans became a part of this place called Earth.
Great. Is humanity just a science experiment?
That is to put things very simply, and there are no simple answers. As you know, that there are multiple answers because everything requires multiple questions. So from the point of view of certain species, yes, you would be a science experiment. But at the same time, you would be a willing participant. There are people who came to learn. There are people who came to witness this particular period. There are people who run the system, so to speak. There are many answers to these many questions. But to say that you are just a science experiment is to take the soul out of your essence.
Excellent. Is there anything else you would like to say to us? A message that would help us humans and aid us in the knowledge, in ways to connect to you and help humanity as a whole?
Yes. First, when you witness something that your programming, your ego, does not understand, it does not have to be something grand, such as a spacecraft. But think about the animals yet to be discovered on your plane of existence. And when you discover them for the very first time, it seems alien to you, as if it does not belong. There might be fear, there might be anxiety, and perhaps that fear might lead one to lash out with violence against something that they don't understand. So think about your personal reaction, not the reactions of your governments or the reactions from your friends and family, but you personally. When you encounter something that you do not understand, there isn't a past in your personal timeline for you to pull from in order to react in the way you have reacted in the past, then we have to look at all the variables and details in the present. In the present, what is it that is causing suspect, that is causing anxiety, that is causing fear? Where's this fear coming from? Lack of knowledge? Does this cause you to lash out? Or perhaps there is no fear at all, but you are welcoming change. I'm not saying one being is right and the other is wrong, but you must look at your reactions to things that have not done anything to you yet. So think of your reactions. Think of what is causing this. Is it the object itself? Or is it just the fact that you don't have all the facts? So this probe of sorts does not mean you any harm. We are merely collecting information, collecting your information, the information of your entire system, collecting your reactions, so that when you are ready, we will come together and we will talk.
That was great. I hope our reaction is good and it helps us. Let's do it. I hope our reaction is really positive. That's what I hope, and that it helps us, instead of causing more human confusion.
Wow, what an interesting energy. So I believe I've channeled the Arcturians before, but this was not the same Arcturians that I channeled before. It's like, it felt like a totally different group. It felt like very benign. It felt like I don't want to put this. It felt like when everything was getting created, just Earth, our planets, our solar system, the entire universe, it felt like they were there when the first humans were there. but not to stay. It was like things, I don't know, it was like they were showing me like things branched off, went off into their own places, that they were created and then they, were placed on their various, planets and different parts of the universe, the ones that are, in 3 and 4D. And that it was like they were there. It's almost like we were born at the same time you guys were born. Was kind of the feeling. And so to them, it doesn't seem like a whole lot of time has passed since the beginning of our very existence. So it was like, we're just coming back almost like 5 minutes later to like, see how you guys doing, like, are you ready, like to meet your basically distant cousins? Kind of felt like cousins. What did you think?
I didn't think much really. I was just more focused on my job, and trying to ask the questions. But overall, I think they are not negative beings, and they're definitely gonna help us in a way or another, because humans gonna realize that now there is life outside of this reality, and maybe it will elevate our vibration right higher, humans as a collective, which is very important, I guess.
Yeah, I feel that. And I feel like they are just kind of feeling things out, so if
Yeah.
they don't want to come in if we're not ready, because they don't want to cause panic and fear. They're not here to like dominate us, much like our movies would have us programmed to believe like the aliens are coming in to destroy humans and stuff. But that's not the case. It's, they're benign, like you said. They seem like a positive polarity. But hey, it's like we're kind of a piece of you guys, so you're kind of like our cousins, and we just want to see how you're doing, but if you're not ready, that's cool. Like, we don't want to force ourselves upon you. We're just collecting information so that we can learn about you without being invasive, without like really coming in when you're not ready. So that was interesting, and I would definitely love to maybe tap in and do another channeling of it another time, because I know that there were some other questions that came in, and I'd love to ask those. So, wow. Thank you, Time Harvest, for being our guest interviewer. You were much appreciated.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel really good to be here, and sure, I also got a lot of questions, but that would be very unprofessional, such as, is it true the claim, there's a lot of questions you could ask it.
Mhm.
But also I imagine, like, what if they come, what if this whole Atlas things just disappear and then nothing
Mhm.
happens, just like everything else never happens, right?
Mhm.
That would be like, damn. Nothing happened, man, again.
Well, I kind of feel like even if nothing like quote unquote happens, like we don't all of a sudden start seeing Arcturians walking around among us. I think that the mere existence, the fact that it's there, has already shifted a lot of the collective consciousness. Like, there were some people that maybe are starting to wake up a little bit to the
Oh, yeah.
possibility that there's more beyond, what their eyes can see, more beyond this realm. So, and maybe that's all they needed for their purpose or their mission, was just to witness that. For other people, maybe they're tapping in and they needed that for their mission. And I feel like, it's, yeah, so even if like nothing, let's say, happens, I think that a lot has already happened just because they're there,
Yeah,
even
it's
if
it's a
nothing's
subtle,
like,
right? It's a subtle
yeah,
thing, yeah,
yeah.
influencing us.
Um, and so who knows, maybe in our lifetime, maybe when for them, it'll be like another 5 minutes, but we'll be like 95 years old.
Oh,
And then all of a
man.
sudden it's like, hey, remember us from 5 minutes ago?
We are
And I'm
now
like, oh
robots,
yeah,
man.
that was like
Everybody
50
became
years
ro
ago, bro.
Yeah,
But yeah.
alright.
Oh,
It was
so
nice,
I'm
alright.
excited, and I can't wait to do another channeling of this. And by the way, thank you to everybody who requested this channeling and also requested it for today's live chat. I literally put in my notes on my phone every question, every suggestion you guys have ever had. That list is very long, and I'm trying little by little to get through it. So thank you guys very much. Thank you for all of the support. Again, thank you to Time Harvest. And if you are interested in doing a one-on-one channeling, I do have that on my website as well for anybody who is interested. So again, thank you to all of my guest interviewers, including people who have come from our Sunday live chat, like Time Harvest and many others before him. So thank you very much. And we will catch you guys next time. Peace, love, and chicken grease.
Peace,
out.
love, and chicken grease. Peace out.
All right, we're back. See, I didn't go anywhere. So thank you. Yes, to Time Harvest. I'm going to put this back in. You guys can hopefully hear me again. We'll see. Or it might be dead now. I don't know. No voice now?
That's right.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry. I just had to take my microphone off. I think it was dead, so you guys couldn't hear me. So anyway, going back to look at your comments, some people were wondering, like Lilith was wondering if we were a science experiment on some alien kid's shelf. That's kind of funny. And our buddy John Gross was here. So hey, John. Let's see. Riley was letting Time Harvest know that he did just fine. I think he did as well. Let's see. Lilith also saying you did great. Lilith is like, suddenly a wild comet appears. And then there were a few questions that we didn't get to, so maybe we can get to them in a part 2 channeling. That would be pretty awesome. I'd love to do that. Let's see. John says, I'll take just observing as an answer. Yes, it seemed like they were just kind of here to gauge our reaction, but also just to kind of gather, not just from us, but like from different planets. Oh, yeah, that's right. They mentioned other planets. What were they? I think Mars was one of them. I think I saw the big red spot. So I think they said Jupiter. I think they mentioned some other planets, but it's hard for me to remember sometimes my channelings. Lil says, Terry, you're so fascinating. Thank you for being our conductor to transmit these channelings through you. You are very welcome. It is my pleasure. If I can do it, then I do it. Costolini was talking about spy probes. Lewis says, I got from an earlier transmission, they come to help expand our consciousness and direct us towards our connection with our higher selves. Wow. Also lovely. Yeah, but it's also kind of like that stay back energy. Like, we're here, to help you, but they don't want to like be all up in our business. But they're hanging back. They're there, so we'll notice. And also to gauge our reaction from our noticing them. So that's pretty cool. Lilith was saying thank you to Time Harvest. John says, I just walked in on this combo, but the energy of the communication felt like it was sandwiched or compressed like peanut butter between slices of bread. Is that weird? No, not at all. Because I get that. It was almost like, what I want to say. Normally, like when I do a channeling, not all the time, but sometimes when I do a channeling, I feel like the energy is like right here, like all up in my face, and this time it felt like it was almost like the energy was really far, almost like I was calling, like the furthest like collect call that you can get. It felt like it was really far out there. So it seemed like whatever these Arcturians or this group of Arcturians also didn't want to be invasive when it came to them being channeled. just like they didn't want to be invasive with their little probe that they got going out there with 3i Atlas. So yeah, I get that. I understand what you're trying to say. Lilith is like, yeah, John, it's missing jelly. John's like, yeah, better with jelly. All right, so yes, the audio fixed. And Time Harvest says, this time I was a bit less nervous. I'm getting more comfortable. I think you did a fabulous job. Costalini said the other planet was Saturn. So Saturn, Jupiter, and Mars. Interesting. Time Harvest says just the planets in our solar system. Yeah. Well, while they visit this system, I'm sure they're visiting other places, but they were just naming off, I guess, what was here. Time Harvest says, can't breathe, bro. Those are space cowboys I was talking to. I like that. The Arcturians, the space cowboys. That's awesome. John says Mars and Venus were the closest to their approach. I did see them show me Venus, but I don't know if they said Venus. But I remember it was like they were looking at that planet, but I don't know if they were. I don't know. I don't know why they wouldn't say that though. So maybe it's the ones that they're most curious about, and then maybe there were some other planets that maybe just aren't ready yet. So I don't know. That's interesting. Lilith says a distant echo through the night sky. Yes, I definitely felt that. Like I said, it felt like it was so far away. All right. Wow. Whew. I need to get some water because I'm just like, I just feel, I don't know. I feel like I'm floating. And Time Harvest is already 1 hour live. Time is flying by. Yes, it is. Speaking of flying by, I guess we can fly into our super chats and super stickers now. So again, if I didn't get to your questions or we didn't get to your questions during this channeling, I think we can do a part 2, and we'll take those questions into that part 2. So thank you to everybody who gave a question for this channeling, because yeah, it was the most unique feeling channeling I think I've done so far. It felt very different. I didn't feel weird about it though. Like I don't feel like there was any sort of negativity. I felt like it was very benign, positive polarity, extremely curious. And it was like they were holding back their excitement because they don't want to influence our free will. And that was another thing. The only reason we're seeing what we're seeing now is because our free will somehow asked for it. Like we're the collective decided, hey, we're open, we're ready, and they were like, okay, well, here we are. But they don't want to force themselves upon us, like, so if we're like, okay, well, that's good. Well, we could see you from afar, but we don't want to see anymore yet. They're okay with that. It's like, we have forever. So when you're ready, you're ready. And then we'll shake hands and meet, but not quite yet. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, super chat, super stickers. Let's get on into it. Time Harvest says, how did you see him? It was almost like it was a collection of them, like a little group of them, and they did feel little, like little peoples or beings, little blue beings. Yeah, all I felt was just like blue beings, giant eyes, blue beings. Very interesting. It says, I wish I asked him what race he belongs to and stuff. Some other channelers claim they were Draco reptilians. Interesting. Well, I mean, everything's a layer, so who knows? They could be involved somehow. All right, Lilith has sent a donation through PayPal. Thank you, thank you. So we'll definitely pull a card for you. And you're asking any messages from my bestie feline I share space with. Sure, we could do that. And Time Harvest is really, Tara, this channeling was the most intense you ever had. Not like intense, but weird, not weird. I don't want to say it, different. How I felt and how that channeling felt and the information coming through just felt different. Kind of like John was saying, it felt like a peanut butter and peanut butter sandwich. It kind of felt like that. So it was very different, not bad or anything, just different. And it says, I don't have 900 years. They better hurry up, bro. And Lilith says, it's interesting they said they were not yet fulfilling the prophecy of the blue kachina. Yeah, they didn't say they weren't. They just said not yet. Not yet. Silverstar says, I previously asked my rods about this and I was told it's nothing to worry about and what you put on it is a reflection of your feelings and subconscious thoughts. Yes, it's probably why they kept saying, like, what's your reaction? Why is that your reaction? Like time for some like introspection. And also probably what Lilith Phoenix was talking about, that also helps us to connect to our soul, our higher self, if we have to go inwards. So that's awesome. Silverstar says, this adds another level to it. Thank you for the live, Tara. So grateful when I can make it. I'm happy you're here. And we also have a question from Time Harvest. So let's go back to Lilith and then we'll pull a card for Time Harvest as well. So any messages from her bestie feline that she shares space with? Okay, what deck do I want to use? Nature Speak Oracle. Let's do it. Okay. Let's tap into the spiritual radio. Let's see if, where were we last week? In the 90s. Let's see if we can get out of the 90s. It seems like when we all come together, like our radio stations kind of like tune to a particular frequency. It's just interesting. Okay. Okay, before I like tap into the spiritual radio, already I was getting like silly, mischievous feline vibes, kind of like nobody's looking, shifty eye. I'm gonna like knock this glass off the off the table and see like what happens. Just almost like incognito feline. I don't know. It's just really funny, quirky vibes. All right, so let's see what's on the radio. Okay, well, technically, yeah, this song is from the 90s or, yeah, it's the 90s. I don't think it's the early 2000s. Casey and JoJo, All My Life is the name of the song. All my life, I pray for someone like you, and I hope that you feel the same way too. Yes, I pray that you do love me too. It's such a nice song, but I don't think I've heard it since I was like a junior in high school. Okay, so what does that have to do with feline bestie vibes? Ooh, we have Storm, resolving conflicts. And Lilith says, jukebox time. Yay. It says, oh my G, that's so him. All right. So I was just noticing that the banner going across the bottom kind of matches the color, and this, I'm just liking the purple vibes. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Okay, so your feline companion right now is trying to help you with unconditional love. Because, you know, I mean, a lot of this community is always like love and light, love and light. You know, we keep talking about love and that the highest vibration of the universe is love. And, you know, and sometimes when we bring it into our 3D existence, we think about the love for our friends, the love for our family, you know, romantic love. But there's also its ultimate frequency, which is unconditional love, meaning no condition, meaning you don't have to do this and this in order for me to love you. Like I always love you. Doesn't mean I want you to run amok, like a chicken with your head cut off. But it's like your cat is trying to show you like that everything around us we pull in as our teachers through love to help us to grow. And even, I don't want to say it's, even when we think that we've messed up royal, that doesn't mean that, God or source, that it loves you any less, just like your cat's like, I have unconditional love for you. So you don't have to do anything super special for me to love you. I'll love you regardless. Even if you were to turn on me and say it became a really awful human being, I wouldn't stop loving you, but I would try to help you change your behavior, because I love you. And that's what unconditional love means. And so this your feline companion is really trying to help you with that, the understanding of what unconditional love means. And sometimes it's difficult for us to understand it because a lot of our humans that we encounter, sometimes it's our own parents, sometimes it's our friends, they have conditions on that love. And it's not because they're bad people. It's just because we all have ego, and the ego has conditions, but the soul does not. And so your feline companion's like, please forgive, other beings, humans, what other beings they might be, when sometimes they're in their ego and they ask for that condition. Remember that is not the unconditional love speaking. That is not their soul speaking. If there's conditions on that love, that means that is the ego speaking. And there's, a lot to be learned from that. So, we could say, let's eradicate the ego, but the ego is showing us quite a bit, actually in benefit for the light and positive polarity. We're learning all of that from, things that do have restriction, things that do have condition, things that would like to put everything in a nice little box with a nice little label. Are all those things are showing us what true freedom is, what it means to love freely, what it means to be love. So that is what your feline companion is helping you with right now. And that's probably why Casey and JoJo was playing all my life, I pray for someone like you. Lilith's like, damn, King Feline is the Zen master. I'm feeling that, which is kind of funny because, like I said, the energy I was getting is like little Mr. like shifty eyes of like, what if I just did this? Like, having fun, but, but also being super wise, super silly and super wise. I dig that. That's a nice balance. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you, Lilith. We also have Time Harvest. And I think we have some more folks, and we have Costalini as well. Time Harvest says, despite the age gap, will her parents accept it someday? Yes, let's definitely dive into that. I was just looking at some of your comments, and Lilith says, I just got him a new cat couch this week. Yeah, I'll mischievous brat, but I love him regardless. See, it's the unconditional love. That's what he's teaching you. Okay, so let's take a look, Time Harvest. And Lilith, you are very welcome. Okay, so, all right. So despite the age gap, will her parents accept it someday? All right, so let's tap in. I wonder if we're all going to be on like the love radio station, because that would be fantabulous. I'm like listening to a song in my head right now. I'm trying to remember it. Let's stay together. Loving you forever. When the times are good, the bad, they're happy or sad. So yeah. Do. I wish I had a voice as smooth as that. So nice. I'm sure Riley knows the song. He'll put it in there. But yeah, let's stay together. Let's stay together. Yeah. Yeah. I'm so in love with you. Whenever you want me to, is all right with me. Yeah. Yeah. You make me feel brand new. Okay. Let's take a look. Oh, Time Harvest. This is crazy. Riley said, Al Green, baby. Yes. Okay. Same card, different message. That's interesting. Lilith is like, how big is the age gap? Time Harvest. And then John did the super sticker. Okay. All right. So we'll take a look at that. So Storm, we have resolve conflicts. Okay. So parents are very protective of their children, you know, and sometimes parents have in mind who they would want for their child. And it feels like her parents, you know, at first it's not just the age gap, it's just the fact that you're interested in her. You could be anybody. It doesn't matter who is interested in her. They're going to be very protective. So they're not going to be all like, okay, you know, sunshine and rainbows, come on in, come date my daughter, you know. But we're really going to have to get to know you. So yes, first of all, there is an age gap, but we want to know you as a person. Like, so what are your intentions with her? Why are you interested in her at all? Like, what we understand, we love her. She's got a lot of amazing qualities, but why are you interested? Why are you attracted to her? You know, are you just looking for something casual, or are you very serious about being with her? These are all the questions that concerned parents have. So I would say it's not just the age gap, it's just the fact that you have interest in their child is the reason they're going to be a little hesitant. They want to trust you, but you would have to give them reason to trust you, which means got to be open with them upfront. Ask them questions. They'd be more than happy to talk. But they want to build a relationship with you so that they feel comfortable knowing that she's in good hands when she's hanging out with you, you know, so they don't want to just be like, oh, wait, who's that guy? Like, what's his name? You know, they want to be able to say, oh, yes, we know that she is with so-and-so because we know him. Like we know him, you know, he hangs out with us, he talks to us, he answers our questions. So they might be a little standoffish at first, but they're just playing it safe because they're just being protective of her. So let's see. Time Harvest says, how can you mend a broken heart? And Riley said, BGs. Lola says there, keeping you on your toes, Time Harvest. Yes. All right. So yeah. So I don't feel like the age gap is a deal breaker because they know that people are more than just their age. They want to know, why are you interested in her? Like, what are your intentions? Like, who are you as a person? What are your drives, your ambitions? What's your belief system? You know, we want to know everything about you so that we could say we feel comfortable her hanging out with you and being with you. So hope that makes sense. Time Harvest says, that was great, Tara. Well, you're very welcome. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, let me go back here. Make sure I don't miss your super shots and super stickers. All right, so we had Costolini, we had Time Harvest. Time Harvest says, it will help me on my future decision in this subject. All right, and then we have our buddy John as well. All right, excellent. Okay, so Costalini says, pick a card, any card. All right. And then we'll have Time Harvest again and our buddy John. Excellent. I can dig it. All right, pick a card, any card. All right. Let it not be the Storm card once again. Let's give these a good shuffle. Okay, now let's tap into the radio station. What do we got going on? Spiritual radio. I bet it's on channel 111, right? Spiritual radio 111.1. What do we call it? Source radio. Because every moment spent with you is a moment I treasure. I don't want to close my eyes. I don't want to fall asleep because I miss you, baby. And I don't want to miss a thing. Because even when I dream of you, these dreams will never do because I miss you, baby. And I don't want to miss a thing. I don't want to miss one smile. I don't want to miss one kiss. I just want to be with you right here with you, just like this. Aerosmith. Wasn't that from the movie Armageddon? Anyway, interesting. Costalini said, no more whispers. I keep wanting it to happen again and again. Go back here. Oh, Lilith says, Costalini, any strange whispers before bedtime? Oh, those whispers. He says, the energy feels calm to me, so no more whispers. So yes, it was Aerosmith, Lilith's Giggles, Thrill Seeker. All right, so let's see what that has to do, that song has to do, or maybe it's the lyrics, or maybe it's the title of the song, or it could be the name of the band, what that has to do with the card. Ooh, interesting that this was literally just like the card that we pulled. Hold on, for the weekly reading, let me show you. Okay, that was our card for the weekly reading. Fog. Again, that's interesting. Okay, so let's tap into this. Be cautious. Okie dokie. All right, so let me figure out how to say this. Not bad, by the way, just so you're not freaking out. Just, sometimes I have to figure out how do I put things into words, because I see a lot of pictures and I feel things. I don't normally hear things except for the music. So just like in the movie, because I think it is coming from the movie Armageddon. If I remember, it's got like Liv Tyler. Yeah, Steven Tyler's daughter, I think, is in it. But there's like this big event. It's very like dramatic. These dudes are going to be going off somewhere because like, there's all this big stuff. And so sometimes when there are big things happening in someone's life, or maybe there's a global big thing happening, it's very easy for us to get swept up in the chaos, just like we were talking about for the weekly reading, where the collective is all abuzz about whatever new shenanigans are going to be happening in our news and our independent news and everything like that. And so it's easy for us to get swept up on how everybody else feels, and it's harder for us to feel how we feel, what our initial reaction is, because we're looking to the reactions of others. And so your higher self is coming in saying, yes, the collective, you've been feeling it, the collective's been feeling it, but yes, there is a rather large event coming, and it's kind of like a twofold thing where it's not only something that's kind of global, but it's also different events that are personal for us. So like you might have a big personal event happening at the same time that there is a global event happening. And so it would be very easy for you to lose sight of your own emotions, your own groundedness, because you're already like, whoa, there's this thing going on in my life, and oh my gosh, this is going on in the world. So your higher self's like, everybody be cool. There's really nothing to worry about. There is nothing to fear. It may appear that way. People's emotions may skew our perception that way, but it is indeed not that way. So this is all about, it's very, very important for you, Kostalini, because it seems like one of your big events, your personal big events, is coming up. So stay grounded, stay present, stay one thing at a time. Yeah, okay. I think your higher self is letting me off the hook now. Like, okay, I think you've got it right. So yeah, kind of the same type of, I think Armageddon wasn't that great of a movie, but I understand what they were going for with that. That it was supposed to be like high tension, high drama, so it might feel that way, but it is not the end of the world. There's nothing to fear. So I hope that makes sense. Let's go back. Let's see. Time Harvest says, Terry, your weekly live should have at least 500 views. Not gonna lie, it's so good. Well, thank you, my friend. Kostalini said, be cautious. Lilith says, the cards are consistent today. They definitely are. Kostalini says, whoo, because I was freaking out. Do you think if I asked, they would spill the beans on the big global event? So we can be like, LOL, don't care. So not a literal Armageddon. No, not a literal Armageddon. No. Lilith says, can you speak on what kind of event? Lilith says, I think it will be a series of underwater volcanoes that will set off perhaps. I think it's interesting because it seems like every time I personally, because I feel there's something, every time I personally try to tap into it, I get, I don't know how many different answers. So it's like even my own higher self won't show me, or my higher self is showing me, but it's all the different timelines of like all the different points of view. So it could be right now, there are some people saying, oh my gosh, like, the end is here because a volcano is going off in my town right now. And so for them, that is the big event, but for everybody else, that's not in their reality. So it's Armageddon's not coming for them. Whereas other people, they might say, well, there's like this, I don't know, zombie outbreak going on in my little town, but nobody else sees this zombie outbreak. So it's like, I don't know, it could be that we're all going to be experiencing our global event, but in different ways. We're not all going to see the same thing, maybe, or maybe we will, but I keep getting different answers. So I know that if I tap in today, it's probably going to be different than the probably 10 other times that I've tapped in. So I just think that we're not really meant to know yet. And maybe that's for our free will. Maybe that's for our growth. Maybe it's like the Arcturians are saying, how we react to the situation, because it'd be hard to have a genuine reaction if we already know the surprise, right? So it's like somebody, they bought you your birthday gift. You know what your birthday gift is, and it comes and you're like, oh, yay! I'm so surprised. It's not a genuine reaction, So maybe that's the thing. We have to have a genuine reaction. Okay. Let's see. Let's look back here. Lilith, I think will be, the series of underwater volcanoes. Very Happy Mondays also has a super chat. So thank you. And Kostalini said, ooh, yay, we all get our own major event. I know. And Lilith says, oh, you are saying it's local events set off by the same energy simultaneously. Yes, that I do feel very strongly of. And Time Harvest says it was the Arcturians all along. Arcturians. I wonder if there are some Arcturians. Very Happy Monday says philosophical zombies, metaphorical zombie, cosplay zombie. I mean, it could be all of those. All right, so let's go back and see our other. So it was Time Harvest. So again, Costalini, thank you for letting me pull a card, and Time Harvest, thank you for letting me pull that other card. So Time Harvest, did you have another question before we get to our buddy John and Very Happy Mondays? Time Harvest says NPC zombies. Oh, non-player controlled. Says with smartphones in their hands. Lilith's like, you told us to send help. Silver Star says, I do have to go. Got to finish packing. I hope you all have a beautiful one. Lots of love. Big hugs. Mwah! Same to you, soul sister. Postelini said, thank you. You're very welcome. Oh, and Time Harvest said, no more questions. Well, I thank you for the donation then. Thank you so much. That's very kind of you. Very Happy Monday says, Arcturians with perms. Arcturmians. Time Harvest says, it's all good. It's nice. Thank you. Okay, so for John's question, let me go back up here. It says, dreams are ramping up. Is this just a cycle, or should I be more present and deliberate with them? Okay, let's take a look-see. Also, let's see what you got playing on the jukebox. On station 111.1. Phyllis should have a good slogan. 111.1, The Awakening. Tune in or tune out. Okay. Vader, you didn't like my joke? From the peanut gallery. Okay, let's tap in. Okay, really? I tried to re-tap in 3 times just in case it wasn't my ego picking a song just based on your question, but it was like, no. We want this song to go on with your question. I was like, really? Okay. Dream, 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 dream. Dream, dream, dream. Whenever I want you, all I have to do is dream. Do 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 da 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 da. Only trouble is, gee whiz, I'm dreaming my life away. Dream, 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 dream. Okay. All right. Okay. Blue moon, speaking of dreams and moon being connected to dreams. Anyway. Okay, so blue moon, it says rare opportunity. Riley says the Everly Brothers. Yes, Lilith is more like Paul the radio off the table. And Time Harvest said sweet dreams are made out of cheese. Nice. Okay, so let's tap into this. Okay, so John, this is it. It does feel like a cycle, but this is like a new cycle that you're going into. So not like this is a cycle and then this won't, you won't have dreams of this nature anymore. It feels like you're going into the cycle of understanding that the physical world and the dream world, the distinction between the two is a very, very fine line. And you may even, if you haven't already started noticing, that a lot of your dream world is connecting to your waking world, meaning something that you saw in your dream might be also in waking life. And the answer or the question was in the dream, but the answer is in the waking life and vice versa. So your vibration is rising in such a way where those two worlds can start coming together. And for a lot of people, that's already been happening. For you, it's happening. And also understanding that any work that you do in the astral world, which technically it is this world, we just view it differently because we give ourselves permission to put our ego asleep, or to sleep so that we could be fully within our astral self, and we can create our own, reality, and we have fun in our dream time. But you're starting to realize that you can do that here too. And so it's almost like you're cracking the code, so to speak, between these two worlds. So like in the song by the Everly Brothers, it's, I'm dreaming my life away. Well, technically that is what we're doing. The waking world is our waking dream. We are dreaming our lives away. So why not take our closed-eyed dream state and our open-eyed dream state and put them together and really create some magic in this world. So yeah, I feel like, with those dreams ramping up, at a certain point, it won't feel like, oh wow, the dreams are ramping up, because it will just become normal. Like this will be your new normal. And then of course you'll go through another cycle where we'll feel, even more. But for now, that, they talk about the veil between the spirit world and this world. There's definitely a veil between those two worlds. It's not just called the spirit world, but it's also called our dream state. It's our astral world. It's the world of normally things that our ego doesn't allow us to see in this reality, like all 4D beings. Well, you might already start to notice them, in this realm. So it's nothing to be freaked out about. This is just you coming into what is very natural. It's the natural evolution of things for us to finally realize that we weren't just asleep, that we were alive and awake in that state. It's just a different state. But yeah, you are going to be meshing the two. So, all right. Very good, John. Very good. So let's go back here. John says, and so is the moon cheese? I mean, yeah, somebody was making a cheese joke and then the moon came out. The moon, a delicious cheese, wonderful fromage. Very happy Monday, says Eurythmics. Ooh, Time Harvested, good old days when we used to think the moon looked like cheese, Swiss cheese. And Lola said, blue moon, you saw me standing alone, without a dream in my heart, without a love of my own. Blue, blue moon. Time Harvest says, sweet kittens are made of cheese. Who am I to not now eat it? Meow. I love it. Lilith is like, no, blasphemy. Riley said, that song, Blue Moon, always makes me think of that movie. And John says, it's visceral at the moment. I'm not freaked out. It's just been a few months since I've actually worked across the hedge. Well, it's going to become your new normal. So I totally understand it, because I kind of went through that period too. And now I'm like, I wouldn't say I'm like totally cool with it, but yeah, I'm more coming to terms with it and understanding it. And, but yeah, so yeah, it's going to be a little intense at first, just because we're remembering that actually. And Lilith says, ooh, I didn't know. Now I must watch. And Riley says, you'll like it. And Time Harvest says, bonjour, cheese, boo, boo, boo. Says, all right, gang, no more cheese jokes. Let's see. Let's go back here. So thank you, John, for letting me tap into that one. Because that's something that I was going through. And it's interesting because now, so I had this dream recently, and in the dream, I'm talking about my dreams in my dreams. It's like, I think I mentioned this in a previous chat, where it's like inception, in inception, in inception, in inception, where it's like in my dream, I'm talking to people about my dreams, and I'm like, yeah, like this blue bird in my hand. Like I was like, yeah, I could be having a dream about this blue bird, and then I'll see it in my waking life, and it's totally wild. So then the next morning, our friend Laura texts us a video she took of a stellar blue jay, like literally the bird in my dream, where I just said in my dream, imagine if I had this bird in my dream and then I saw it in my waking life. So I literally did have that bird in my dream and then I saw it in my waking life. So like it's kind of happening like that now. So like everything, almost everything that I dream, pieces of it are now in my waking life. Or I could mention something in my waking life and I'm like, I'm going to dream about this. And then I do. And so I'm having more control over my dreams and I feel more clarity in my waking life too, because of feeling more awake and present in my dream state. So it's very fascinating. Let's see, let's go back here. John says, I love dream and dimensional work, pretty natural, but definitely a little more work as of late. I just take that as growth and expansion. Yes, yes, definitely. Just a new level, that is all. All right, then we have Very Happy Mondays, says the foggy storm vibe is peculiar and interesting. Thanks for this live. Forest Fae? Okay, so we can pull from the Forest Fae, definitely. Let me put this deck away. And let's get our Forest Fae out. And Scoozy deck. That reminded me of I don't know. Okay, so there was like this YouTube channel called The Liam Show back when YouTube was first beginning. This is back when we used to have MySpace. You guys remember MySpace? It was before Instagram, before Facebook. We had MySpace. In the Liam Show, there's this guy. He plays this character, and she's supposed to be like a valley girl or something. And so instead of calling people a D-I-C-K, she calls them ducks. Like she's like, duck. Don't be such a duck. So anyway, I don't know how that came up, but it was just that popped in my head and was just making me laugh. Anyway, Forest Fae. Let's see. Lilith says it makes sense. A couple days before the Notre Dame set fire, I dreamt of being a blue being that pushed like a long candelabra with lit candles on the ground and setting the place ablaze. Also, do you think I'll enjoy the movie Riley suggested? I think so. I for sure think so. And Riley said American Werewolf in London. Yeah, that's a good movie. I like it. I liked it. I hadn't seen it in a while, and then I saw it again. Yeah, I like it. You like it. Okay. So have very happy Mondays. Let's tune into your station 111.1, The Awakening. Yeah, The Awakening. I'm your host. Today we saw somebody ascend today. It was fantabulous. What do we have on the station today? Okay. Really? Yeah. The Chain. I was like, I feel like this band is stalking me now. They're stalking my intuition. Listen to the wind blow. Watch the eyes. If you don't love me, you will never love me again. And I still hear you say you'll never break the chain. Okay. Okay, so why are we hearing Fleetwood Mac? Okay. The spell singer casts spells of wonder and delight. Interesting. Very Happy Monday says, "Ooh, werewolves in London." Yes. Okay, so Lilith says, I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm convinced. Lilith says, you must never break the chain. Fleetwood Mac. Chains keep us together. Chains keep us together. Do, 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 do. Okay. So let's see what we're getting with this one. Interesting. All right. I guess that kind of does go with the Fleetwood Mac song, so I guess that's why I had to hear it. Okay, so and it's just like Lilith posted from one of the lyrics from the song "Chains Keep Us Together." So more like everything being connected to everything. You know, the all is one energy. So keeping that in mind, there's a reason why when little kids or people start to feel a little weirded out by energy. You know, let's say they, you know, just watched a scary movie or somebody just told them a scary story or they're freaked out for whatever reason. Why people usually don't like to sit in silence afterwards. They like want to play some music really loud or they want to play a comedy or something to kind of break up that energy. So you were talking about, you know, the fog and the fogginess, that was our card for the week, but also came up in Costolini's reading as well, because, you know, we all seem to be in serendipity with each other. But in order to, let's say for you personally, if you start to feel like really like chaotic, you know, things are getting really ungrounded, remember that there are external aids that can help with our grounding as well as, you know, us being able to ground ourselves internally. So if you wanted to play some of like the happiest high vibe in music, you know, it's not that the music is fixing anything for you, but it helps to quiet our ego, give it something to sing to dance to, whatever, so that we can go back to being as grounded and clear as possible in that present moment. So whatever it is that, you know, gets you out of that state. So whether, you know, maybe you do want to watch American Werewolf in London, it's not actually, it's scary. It's a fun movie. It's fun. Or you want to listen to some, you know, some comedies, you know, on YouTube or something, or you want to make a really silly picture, but anything that will shock you out of that overwhelming energy that may not feel so good. Maybe you feel a little fearful or a little anxious. If you want to get out of it, crank the radio to 11. And or, you know, like I don't know, put on George Carlin or something like that. I don't know, something that you could have fun to that would get you out of that energy. So if you do feel like the fog is rolling in, actually, that was the movie too, The Fog. That kind of freaked me out, but at the time I saw it, I was 12. So, but you know, music is going to be really, really good for that. So I did suggest, you know, comedies, movies, things like that. But the real, I guess, what your higher self is saying, the thing that would be most effective for you would be music, because music is the vibrational language. It's not the lyrics and the songs, but it's the guitars, it's the synth, it's the you know, it's the keyboard, it's the drums, it's all of those things that create the vibration that our words have. You know, we have a loss for word for, because we're vibrational beings. That's why we are connected to music so deeply. So music is going to be really good for you this upcoming week. Still singer. Okay, so let me go back here. Time Harvest says, ooh, good song. Lola said, I had this song come up a couple weeks ago. That is right. Says, ooh, it's Chains Keep Us Together, Running in the Shadows. Lila said Stephen King. Very Happy Monday says, this one goes to 11. Oh, yes. I remember my friends and I were just like, how come they don't put 11 on stereos? Okay, let's see. So thank you, Very Happy Mondays. Thank you, everybody who got a super chat and super sticker from me. I feel like I want to leave us with one. I want to pull from this deck one last time before we go into our channeled guided meditation. Man, I wish I was proficient enough to play on that for you guys, but maybe I'll play the flute. I hope the audio picks it up okay, because I don't have my microphone in. So maybe the audio will be better when I play my flute. We'll see. But I want to do that. That's kind of what came to me for our channel guided meditation. John says the 10 Wolf will with MJF. Yes. And very happy Monday. So thank you so much. You are very welcome. Okay, let's pull one more little card for us here. Gosh, I just feel like there's so much energy. Like I said, I was like sweating before I did the channeling for 3i Atlas. And although it wasn't like intense in other ways, it was just like a unique, it was different channeling. I kind of still feel some of the energy, plus like your guys' energy being, you know, this collective energy just is like, I don't know. It's intense in a good way. Oh, Teen Wolf. Yes, with Michael J. Fox. Sorry, I was like 10 Wolf. Yes, Teen Wolf. Dude, that was, I watched that movie several times when I was younger. I really loved it. And I used to have a big old crush on Michael J. Fox. So, yeah. Okay. Let's see, what do we need to know before we go into this channel guided meditation? John's like, autocorrect is wild. Dude, it's like auto incorrect, like 90% of the time. It's like, let's say I tried to spell the word cheese. It says, you meant to say Cadillac. What? No, I did not. I'm trying to type out cat. You meant to say caricature. No. Why would you think no? Let's see. Riley says Tremors. Dude, Tremors is another great movie. You guys should watch that one. I had all these crushes on these like movie stars when I was younger. I was like, ooh, Michael J. Fox, he's so cute. And then I was like, ooh, like Kevin Bacon, he's so cute too. But he was only cute in Tremors, really. John's like, who didn't? Honestly, yeah, probably. Willis is like, yeah, autocorrect is wild. Very Happy Monday says he looks more like this. He did, like a basketball playing lion. John says brand placement built into my keyboard. Yes. Okay, here's our card. Mandrake spirit. Ooh, mandrake poison. It says, keep yourself rooted in the earth. Spring is coming. Dream deep. If that just doesn't sum up our whole freaking live chat today. All right, so keep yourself rooted in the earth. Literally, that was the whole like weekly reading, Costolini's reading, some of your other readings, like grounded. Very Happy Mondays, grounded, present. Got to stay grounded, got to stay present. Because spring is coming. And dream deep. Literally, John's question about the dreams. The sleeping state and the waking state are one and the same, just two different modes of doing it. So, and then mandrake, many could see it as a poison. Yes, it is. But it's also been used by many shamans and healers to help cure people, to aid people. So can it kill? Sure can. Could it help people? It also could do that as well. It's kind of like the double-edged sword. Very interesting. That's going to really give my flute playing a unique thing to focus on. Alrighty then. Lilith is like, ginger snaps. John's like, oh, Costa is like serious Doctor Who vibes right now. Yes. And Lilith's like, Ben spring cleaning, even though it's fall. Me too, dude. I've been like, I gotta clean this up. I gotta put all like, as soon as like Halloween, Samhain, Dia de los Muertos was over, I was like, I must clean. I must put this all away. Like, like I'm getting ready for something. Must project, must fix, must. um, let's see. Just going back here, taking a little look ski. John says, definitely falling awake tonight. And Very Happy Monday says, OMG, ginger snaps, great. And John is like, yep, cleaning. Anybody else been in spring cleaning mode? In winter? I mean, fall. I mean, getting close to winter, but it doesn't feel like it, but I don't know. Okay. All right. So I am going to grab my flute. And I'm going to move my little giddy, my Alhambra, over so that I could bring you guys in here. I think it's just like a better looking picture. Yeah, that works. Just like that. All righty. Very Happy Monday says it's a universal 9-year. Maybe the cleaning vibes par for the course. For sure. Also in Mayan astrology, daykeepers would say we are in 13 Ich, which is the year to clean out everything for the past 13 years. It is starting anew. Okay. All right, everybody, go ahead and find yourself a nice, comfortable space. A place you will be undisturbed for the next several minutes. You could be lying in your bed, sitting in a chair, perhaps seated on the floor, or underneath your favorite tree. And as you situate yourself, getting yourself all nice and settled, go ahead and bring your awareness to your breath. Just feeling that rise and fall of your chest. And if you'd like, you can place one hand over your heart and the other hand over your belly. Just really feeling those inhales and exhales. And it helps to keep us present. As you continue to breathe, feeling the rise and fall of that chest, feeling the air coming into the body, feeling all aspects of the self, feeling that release as we exhale. I would like you to visualize either with your eyes, you can visualize in the form of feeling, whichever scent works best for you, or sense, you could say, of imagining yourself in a foggy bath where the water is on so hot that there's steam everywhere. So much steam, you can't even see the mirror, you can't even see the shower itself. It might be very hard to navigate this space, although we are familiar with this space. We know that if you walk far enough, you'll touch one wall or another. At some point, you will find the toilet. At some point, you will find the roll of toilet paper, the sink. But we want to help us to clear up this steam, this fog. So that we don't feel as though we are handicapped in losing one or more of our senses. Because we know that we have a sense that sees all. Because we're all one. We're connected to God, Source. And that sight is omnipotent. It is omniscient. So here we stand, ready to clear our view. go ahead and navigate your way back into your body, perhaps wiggling your fingers and toes, and be reminded that the way in which you felt your vision clear, the way you navigated that steamy bathroom, that you have this in your waking life. You can navigate in this way, and that you can come back to this particular meditation anytime you wish in order to help clear your sight, how you feel, how you hear, how you see, so on and so forth. And when you're ready, go ahead and have yourself a nice big stretch. And come back here. All right, hey guys. Let me look back. We're talking about Peter Pan. Let's see here. John was saying toot on the flute. Lilith was saying the hand pan. Yes, that is playing. It says must resist urge to play. John said Pan had also been coming up, Lilith. And Very Happy Monday says, whoa, 13 years of cleaning in 1 year. That's what it feels like. And so people were talking about Peter Pan. John says, for whom the Pan pipe was named. And Lilith says, pretty sure was inspiration for Peter Pan. Eternal Monkey says, this is awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. And John said, Peter Pan was originally a demon, and the author's friends and family were like, that's weird for a kid's story, bro. So he kind of changed it, but not really. Interesting. And Lilith was saying the meditation was soothing. Well, I thank you guys for allowing me to do that meditation with you guys, for allowing me to pull cards for you guys, and for allowing me to channel for you. And also thank you to Time Harvest for being our guest interviewer for that channeling. So I will try to put that channeling out tomorrow for everybody, so they can see it as a standalone video. So thank you for everybody who submitted questions for that. And I think we might have to do a part 2 as things continue to get wild around here. So we can add in some of the questions that we didn't get to. All right, you guys, I hope that you have a great rest of your day. I hope that you have a fantastic week. Stay grounded, my friends. I will catch you later. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Mwah. Peace out.